I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rock in Knicks Universe, your main man, Uncle Freezie. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started expeditiously, right? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yo, so the Knicks lost last night. So what? It's February. Teams are going to lose. Relax. Relax. Teams are going to lose. Sometimes you're going to look bad when you lose. So what? We lost. Get over it. We lost. Yo, we're not going to be up here. I'm not going to be up here finger pointing and all that stuff, man, because it serves no purpose. Teams are going to lose. We understand that the Knicks are getting slammed by the injury bug. The Knicks are getting slammed by the injury bug. Things like that happen. So things happen. JJ in the building. Wiz, Mets, Andios. What's good? Danny Landis is in the building. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good? So yeah, I'm not gonna make any excuses for anything I've seen thus far, man. This week, you know that we've been slammed by injuries. You know that, right? We know that. We understand that. You understand 2 of your top 3 players are out due to injury. You know that already. So you know certain things are going to happen. Relax, Knicks fans. Get those positive vibes going. Get them positive vibes going. The All-Star break will be here before you know it. The All-Star break will be here before you know it. We'll get some time to rest, get our bearings together, and play that New York Knicks basketball that you're used to seeing. Allah Wise is in the building. Travel Vibes is in the building. Yeah, man. So I wanted to talk about some of that briefly, right? Well, I didn't want to talk about any of that but I'm getting bombarded with nonsense. Uncle Freezie, oh my God, what are we going to do? Man, Jalen Brunson was basically on the floor yesterday with a bunch of guys that are career backups. Jalen Brunson was on the floor yesterday with a bunch of dudes that are career backups, and we lost. Right? And I know a lot of people are upset because we have become wine sippers. In a sense, when we were the hottest team in the NBA, we had our sights set on the championship. You can't win championships in February. You win championships in June. You win championships in June. It's just what it is. So you take a bad loss or 2 or 3 bad losses in February doesn't mean that this team is going to be in the lottery. We got to relax. Sometimes I think we put our own foul energy in the air. I'm here to tell you, I still think the Knicks are going to win a championship, and I can explain why. But before we do that, I want to explain a certain thing first. I think the Knicks have valued winning over everything. I think the Knicks have valued winning over everything. It's the reason why I put Evan Fournier on the thumbnail, because I heard Evan Fournier's comments. Is he glad to be out of New York? Yes. Am I glad he's out of New York? Yes. Right? But on the way to being a championship team, sometimes feelings are going to be hurt. Everybody's not going to make it. On a run to a championship, everybody that starts the journey is not going to make it. It's kind of like Blorange Tears in a sense, where one day when this channel is a network channel, a part of your cable subscription, some of the original people won't be here. May even be me. You know what I mean? But on the way to the championship run, everybody's not going to be here. Evan Fournier is salty, not because he didn't get a chance to be an NBA player. It's because of the way that Evan Fournier's last year and a half or so went. Can you fault the Knicks for choosing this path over Evan Fournier's path? Can you fault the Knicks for choosing this path over RJ Barrett's path? Can you fault the Knicks for taking this path over Obi Toppin's path? Can you fault the Knicks for taking this path over Frank Ntilikina's path? Can you fault the Knicks for taking this path over Cam Reddish's path? Can you fault the Knicks for taking this path over Kemba Walker's path? I think you, as the Knicks fan, understand that this path that we're on is the path that we've all wanted to be on for a long time. Would you trade this path of championship contention and conversation for Emmanuel Quickley's path? of wanting to be an all-star caliber guard in the league have his own team? Can you fault the Knicks for taking this path over Dennis Smith Jr.'s path? Dennis Smith Jr. wanted to be a starter in the NBA and wanted to play. Would you rather have sat through the development of Dennis Smith Jr. or be on this path that we're on right now? I think the decision is easy, and you guys know it. Would you rather be on this path and this bumpy right now? And my suggestion is if you're upset, if you are legit about to pee in your clothes because the Knicks lost to the Houston Rockets last night, maybe the championship path is not for you. Maybe. What I'm saying is when you value winning over everything, every time you step on the floor, you're not necessarily going to get a dub. Like a team legit is not going to go 82-0. NBA teams don't go 82-0. They don't. In an 82-game schedule, you're going to have great wins and bad losses. And if you celebrated when we had great wins, if you celebrated on Christmas Day when we beat the Bucks, and you're mad at last night because we lost to the Houston Rockets, makes me think that maybe something's not right there. Because no team is going to go 82-0. If you celebrated on Christmas Day when the Knicks beat the Bucks, if you legit were excited when the Knicks blew out the Denver Nuggets, when we were healthy, if you were excited when the Knicks blew out the Philadelphia 76ers on a Friday night when we were healthy, it makes me think that maybe you jumping out of the frying pan into the fire over a loss to the Houston Rockets when Jalen Brunson was on the floor with a bunch of role and bench players. It makes me think that maybe we're overreacting. Kerry Cox is in the building, the son of the legend. Sherwin is in the building. What's good? Yo, Keith Turner is in the building, fresh off of stymieing a intergalactic civil war between two alien races. He did that before lunch break and then smoked a cigarette. Salute to my man Keith Turner. To Die For is in the building. What I'm saying is the overreaction one way or the other is not even a problem or an issue. What I'm saying to you, if you're a Knicks fan and you just held it in the road when we blew out Philadelphia, right? When we were healthy and they were healthy. When we blew out the Denver Nuggets when we were healthy and they were healthy. And maybe you were like, man, I'm just going to wait and see or whatever. And then we lose to the Houston Rockets with Jalen Brunson and a bunch of career backups and role players. And now you're talking. Now you got a lot to say. I don't have nothing to say to you. Bye. You knew the Knicks were healthy or unhealthy going into that game. You knew this may have been a possibility. Even if you didn't want to admit it, you knew it was a possibility that a Knicks team that featured Dante DiVincenzo, borderline starter, role player, bench player. Josh Hart, borderline starter, role player, bench player. Precious Achua, bench player. Jericho Sims, bench player. Taj Gibson, bench player. Deuce McBride, bench player. Alec Burks, role player, bench player. Bogdanovich, role player, bench player, borderline starter. You knew this was a possibility. So if last night you were crapping your diaper over that, then you have the issue. And so, and to be honest, that negative energy type is not the type that we want to have around us. Because the road to a championship is going to be rocky. It's going to be bumpy. And if you think winning the championship was going to be easy, again, maybe you're not the type to be around this group, right? Everybody knows that championships are not easy. They're hard. And Jalen Brunson, probably one of the best players the Knicks have had this millennium, was on the floor with a bunch of career backup, base level starters and bench players and lost by one possession to a team that for the most part, was healthy. They didn't have their point guard or whatever, but they got point guard play from somewhere else. Sometimes Knicks fans, we have to RELAX. It's going to happen. No team is going to go 82-0. And if you feel it's mandatory to siphon the positive energy, the positive vibes out of what we think is a positive season, then you may be the issue and not the Knicks. Again, look at what Jalen Brunson took the floor with. Look at what Jalen Brunson took the floor with, right? And tell me that team that you saw last night is the same team we saw in January. I dare you. It's just a part of it. It's just no team is going to go 82-0. It's just not going to happen. Travel Vibe says, that's the same thing Steph told you yesterday. Right. Yeah, I know. My question to her was when guys come back, though. I was talking about when guys come back. When guys come back, that's what I was thinking. And maybe so. And you're probably right. But the thing I'd like to think is that I'm a reasonable person. With additional information, the more information I get, the more I'm going to think about where we are. I'm not going to just stand pat with old information. It's the reason why we watch the news every day. Yeah. Yeah, man. Losing to the Houston Rockets last night may have been a tough thing to watch, but it's a part. It's a part of the championship run. It's just a part of it. It's a part of it. The Boston Celtics had tough losses this year. They panicked too. For some, And I got text messages all night, right? And sometimes I just hate. Sometimes I hate the fact that I even gave out my telephone number, right? Sometimes I just wish I could just change my telephone number. But then I got aunties and uncles now that are older that only know one phone number. So I regret that I even gave it out, because sometimes the negative stuff that I get just makes me want to just go to somebody's house and drag them outside. One loss has at the end of January. At the end of January, we were like, bring it on. Then we get injuries, and now we're talking about Tom Thibodeau can't coach anymore. Tom Thibodeau was the same guy in February that was 14-2, but then we get injuries, and now Tom Thibodeau can't coach. But I wanted to talk to you guys about winning over everything and what that means to a fan base and people involved in the journey. Deuce McBride played 5 minutes last night. Taj Gibson also played 5 minutes last night, or something like that. When you choose winning over everything, some people are not gonna make it. Some people are not gonna be on board for the journey to the championship. And I know a lot of you guys think sometimes like I'll dance around the topic and maybe not get deep in the topic like I should. And sometimes I drill down on other topics more than I should. But if we're keeping it a stack, if y'all are going to be real with me and me be real with y'all understand that some people on the journey are not going to make it to the end of the journey. They're going to be replaced. And I think the Knicks are acting and reacting towards this truth in real time. How is it that the Knicks get injured in one of the seasons they feel like is one of the better seasons they had in a while? How is it that the Knicks are in the midst of one of the better seasons we feel like we had in a while? This season does feel like it was a better season than last season. How is it that every time something not so positive happens, part of the Knicks fan base has the most negative thing to say? Like they legit can't wait. They're about to piss in their clothes to say something negative. Like, why is it that this is one of the better seasons the Knicks have seen in years, and absolutely can't wait to find something, anything negative to say? Something. 12 o'clock last night, no lie. 12 o'clock last night, I'm getting text messages from like 13 or 14 people blaming the referees for last night's game. Oh my God, Uncle Freezie, the refs took the game. No, the refs, listen, man. Don't come at me with bad refereeing. This is not something new, right? D Block, if you can imagine, right? D Block, if you can imagine, think about looking at your phone. Your phone is constantly like you just out with your dog. Your dog is running around outside. It rained all day, right? So running around, whatever. Your dog is sloshing around, and you look on your porch, and your phone is constantly lighting up. You get to your phone, you think it's like an emergency, and it's like 13 or 14 people complaining about NBA referees. Chop Low in the building. Tim, what's good? Cowboy Bob is in the building. Jalen Brunson legit went out on an NBA floor with 8 borderline starter / bench players / role players and lost in a 1-possession game to a team that their starting point guard was out, but they got point guard play off the bench. What I'll say to y'all is this, man. If you're not here for it, go somewhere else. Tim, you remember that saying, yo, otherwise, you remember that saying, ride or die? Yo, that's my ride or die right there. Y'all remember that? Cowboy Bob, y'all remember that saying? D Block, y'all remember that saying? Metz, y'all remember that saying, right? Ride or die. Oh, that's my ride or die right there. Andios, y'all remember that saying? Ride or die? Y'all remember that? Ride or die, ride or die, ride or die, right? But what I saying is not ride or die, it's ride or cry. They ride or cry. They ride or cry, bro. When the going is smooth, they are riding. When the road get bumpy, they start crying. It's ride or cry. Right? We lost a game. We lost some games in February. So what? Relax. We can't be, listen, if you are ride or cry, then we have to be on a different ride. We lost a couple of games or 2 or 3 games in February after we had significant injuries. So what? And am I nervous also? Yes. But not over this. I'm nervous about what if these injuries are more significant than what we think. That's my nervous. That's where my trepidation lies. What if OG Anunoby comes back from elbow surgery and he's not the same? What if Randall comes back from his shoulder injury and he's not the same? What if Mitch comes back from his foot injury and is not the same? What if Hartenstein's injury is more serious than we think? What if Dante DiVincenzo is out for more games than we think? Right? That's my trepidation. There it is. It's on the table. I said it to Queen Bee Steph yesterday. I said it to Coach last night on the Knicks at Night podcast. There it is. My trepidation is that. But am I going to be a ride or cry when I know Jalen Brunson is going into a game shorthanded? No. That's ridiculous. Your phone lighting up all night because people are blaming NBA referees for not letting. Think about this: an NBA fan base is upset with referees because the game didn't go the way they thought. I wonder how many other fan bases think that way on a nightly basis. Definitely more than one. Truth be told, the Knicks were so shorthanded that they couldn't put that team away. On that one night in February, the Houston Rockets were better than us. So what? On a random February night in the middle of the season, before the All-Star break, a professional NBA team beats another professional NBA team. So what? We can't just go from ride or die to ride or cry anytime we feel the occasion is there for it, right? So what? They beat us. Move on, man. They beat us. So what? Move on. Yo, I think Cowboy Bob had a comment. I'm going to just read what Cowboy Bob says. Cowboy Bob says, bench to step up from 35 points a game to 50, adding Bogey and Burks. Also, rebounds were low. We need to secure a second chance. I'm not reading another Cowboy Bob thing, man. Matter of fact, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Cowboy Bob. I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Brooklyn Zone is in the building. Oh, everybody, listen. If you have not done so, please subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. So the end of the year goal is to try to get us to like 5,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, but you like content like this and you want more of it, be notified, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, join the party. My main man Keith Turner says, we're not going to the finals. I know y'all have hopes and dreams, but we're just not there yet. Okay. And you know what? I expect the Knicks to make a move within the next few days. Maybe, trying to find the right guy. Yeah, because the culture piece of it is important. The culture piece of it is important. So C-Mac in the building. Watching on Twitch. Salute to C-Mac. Let me see. BT is in the chat. I'm gonna throw the link in the chat for my guy just really quick. But I'm here to tell you, bro, y'all, I'm not up for all that blood clot crying. So I'm just saying, if you come up here with all that crying, I'm just booting you off rip. All that whining, like, oh my God, Tibbs can't coach, and oh my God, the referees stole a game. Man, listen, every fan base in America say that all the time. The Sacramento Kings are still talking about the referees stealing a playoff game from them against the Lakers. And that was over 20 years ago.
Hey, boss.
What's up, Matt? How you doing, man?
I'm not going to rave about the controversy of last night's game. I did that on Gmo's stream last night. But what I am going to bemoan is that this team can't seem to stay healthy because for one reason or another, with how hard they grind on the court, it leads to the trade-off of more vulnerability to Satan's little pet, a.k.a. the injury bug. Know what I mean?
No. What do you mean?
The way I get the whole play hard mentality, but at times this leads to a trade-off of the team getting hit with injury after injury after injury. Most recently, Dante ripping his hammy. He's going to be out for a month at max. I mean, we've also got Hartenstein with his Achilles issues again, so he's out for a month. We're not getting OG and Randall back until the day we get back, and the week after we get back from the break. Mitch ain't coming back until April 2nd at minimum.
But see, I'm sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to cut you off.
What's good, bro?
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you doing? Good afternoon, Matt. Good afternoon, Unc. Salute to the chat. I just want to say that this is what I'm talking about when I said I'm not worried about when our guys come back. I'm worried about the next game. I honestly think that they're...
Exactly. I think more often than not, this front office is more interested in sweeping injuries under the rug instead of confronting them head on.
But you really can't. Okay, there's a lot of context over the last two games that I have seen, and we could get into it if you'd like, Mets. But to be honest with you, with the adjustments due to injuries, on the one side you can say Tibbs isn't making the proper adjustments, but we have injuries issues. So you can't say that it's Tibbs' fault. He's playing the best he can. And then when you look at the other aspect, everyone's saying, well, we come back from health. How do we know that 80% of Randall is actually going to give us 24 and 10 or 24 and 8 with 4 assists like he's been doing previous to the season? This is why I say we need to focus on our bench. We need to get those guys that we need to go ahead and step up. I understand that you are mad about how everything's been working, but we had a great January. Like, come on, we went 14-2. Like, something was working in that time period. So all we did was when we added these guys, all we have to do now is just make the readjustments between now and the next game to where we're back on pace.
Right. There are no adjustments, bro. We gotta relax.
I mean, you
gotta relax, bro. Just saying make an adjustment, you're assuming that a player that has been one thing his entire career is going to come here and get opportunity and become something different than what he's always been.
No. I'm actually challenging Tibbs now to prove that he's able to make the adjustments needed to use those guys to what they're available for. Example, Bogue is a 20
So
point
you're
scorer.
saying the guys that were always something their entire career, you think Tom Thibodeau is going to get them and turn them into something else?
No, that's the challenge. I don't know if he can or can't. I believe he can because thus far throughout this year, like January, the way how he's able to make the adjustments and how we've come back and had a good month and he won coaching of the year, there's something that he's doing that was right at that time. All I'm asking him to do is with these two new guys we added, repeat the system. Since we added these two guys, we just went completely in a new different direction. Sorry. That's the point because I honestly think adding these two guys, we can solidify if we use them correctly to the point where we're actually better. For example, using Bogey as an offensive threat, like we mentioned last night with Drake. We use Bogue as if Randall isn't there. Yes, we know Randall gives us 24 and his impact is totally different than what Bogue is, but at least we cover Randall's offense with 20 points to where we're not, and it's 4 points less, but we're not sitting here worrying about, hey, where are we going to get these 24 points that Randall contributed, or where are we going to get these 14 or 16 points that OG contributed, plus their defense. I'm trying to say that if we can solidify what we're good at, which is rebounding and doing what we're doing, getting our second chance opportunities, which is what made us good with Tibbs, we stick to that with these guys that we just added, we're good. I'm not saying Randall has to come back early or anything. We'll be good enough to where when they come back, they can play at 80% and still hold the trend. But the problem is getting that formation.
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I respect you and I respect your points.
I agree.
This second chance point is whack.
No,
it's whack.
All right, maybe I said it as a second chance point.
It's whack, bro. It's whack, bro.
Okay,
it's whack.
The
Knicks were either the first or second best offensive rebounding team in the NBA when everybody was healthy. And now they're hurt.
And who we're missing?
And now we're hurt. And you expect guys coming off the bench, non-rotation players to come in and produce at the same level as an all-star and a guy that was averaging 14 rebounds a game as a starter.
No,
just go find the guys off the bench is basically what you're telling me.
No,
Tibbs,
but I'm expecting
Tibbs, make those cast-off guys that were included in the trade be as good as Julius Randle and a dude that was averaging 14 rebounds off the bench.
No. What I'm saying is their contributions is going to be added, but at the same time, we need the bench to make the adjustments to where they can solidify. For example, like I just said with Bogue's 20 points isn't the same as Randall's contribution with just 24 points. But what I'm saying is his 20 points would help us better because we still have a good defense. We still have a good team behind us. That's what I'm talking about. Solidifying the core that we have to where that we can use it to where when Randall and them come back, we're not asking them to play out of position or play more.
Wait a minute. So you're saying two things at once. You're saying when Randall comes back, and you're saying right now. So let me. So right now, what are you saying? Like for the
right
time
now,
what are we talking about right now?
Right now, what's going on with the injuries, I feel that, and a lot of people are going to say I'm crazy and I'm jumping out the window. Dante and Brunson needs to rest because this is the last game before the All-Star break. Let them rest. Try to incorporate Bogues and Burks and see what kind of system you can see from them. We messed up the last two games because in Indianapolis, I felt that Tibbs and the front office just threw the vets in to see what they were going to fit and see how they are. Because our three-pointers went up, a lot of our shots went up to where we weren't even making our normal reads. So for now, the last two games, we were just basically, to me, I just felt like they just threw them in to rush and react. Now with this game, what you do is use.
So wait a minute. So if they rushed them in, what was the alternative?
The alternative is to see what they can contribute. Because if you think about it,
so the alternative is ease them in.
Sorry.
So wait a minute. You said rush them in, and then you said, and I asked what the alternative was. So is the alternative ease them in?
No. Not ease them in. Create a system to where they are effective. Because
so change the offense because you got two guys from Detroit.
No. Here's an example. Prime example. The reads that Josh Hart was getting on certain plays when we were going to the basket with, let's say, I'm going to give you a prime example. Earlier in the season when we had Quickly. If you don't want me to use Quickly, I could even use a current or player. When we had Quickly and he would drive to the basket and kick out the heart. What I'm saying is if we have a player in Dante DiVincenzo driving to the basket, that similar play we use instead of Quickly, we use Dante and set up Bogues for that 3-point opportunity instead of Hart. Now we know he's a 40% shooter and he's a better shooter than Hart, but we give him those plays that Hart was getting earlier in the season. Now we step up. Now we get a little bit more cushion with our offense. Those are the adjustments I'm talking about. I'm not sitting here saying that we have to change the whole roster or do anything. Just find these little nits and knacks to where we can get plays to where Bogues 40% at 3 is used to his best advantage off the bench. Burks can come in, create floor space, and still contribute his 14 points. His 15 points. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, hold on first. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait, hold on. Let me see here. Where is... I wanted to add something here, y'all. Just be patient with me, just real quick. I thought I added this thing. I thought I added this already, but I added something real quick. Y'all just be patient with me, man. It's been a long, weird night of Knicks commentary and all of that. So
yeah. Coach Malpeak in the house, aka Big Paisan. Blorange Tears.
Y'all in trouble now.
Let me tell y'all about the Knicks in the city that never sleeps. Roster stack, we rising up, we making history. Jalen Brunson leads the pack, dropping floaters and threes. Defenders left in the dust, breaking ankles and knees. Randall Young can handle when he driving to the rim. Every time he drops a bucket, I hear Freezie say bim. Believe me, we gonna be better than seeded 3. Cause our tenacious be after adding OG and Anobi. Orange and blue, we on the rise. Knicks Nation standing tall. From the garden to the streets, we hear the victory call. With the New York Knicks, our name rings loud. Our fans are filled with pride. On the court in the game, we are never the same. We are turning the tide. With the Knicks. With the Knicks. Let me tell you, everybody in the crowd out there, we the heart in the pain, you know he's reaching the skies. DiVincenzo sharp shooting, can't believe my eyes. Josh Hart rebounds and hustling despite his size. Beautiful bride and a chewer, what a pleasant surprise. Another deadline gem, adding Burks and Bojanovic. Our D keeps rising up, especially when we get back, Mitch. Can't wait to see the sea of fans with orange and blue drip. I can't believe, is this a dream? The Knicks are going to the ship. Orange and blue, we on the rise. Knicks Nation standing tall. From the garden to the streets, we hear the victory call. With the New York Knicks, our name rings loud. Our fans are filled with pride. On the court in the game, we are never the same. We are turning the tide. We're the Knicks. Yeah, so here's the Knicks on the path to glory. In a concrete jungle, writing a new story. From the street cars to the Madison Square lights, New York Knicks shining bright, taking it to new heights.
Boom. All right, Coach, what's good, man?
Bang.
D'Angelo was in the building. What's good?
What's good?
I'm sorry, Coach. I'm speechless. I was rocking out in the back. Like, and if you had a Barry White voice, that would be platinum on YouTube. Knicks on the rise with hitting you, and I'm saying, damn. I was like, yo, I'm in. Thanks.
Yo, I was gonna try to make a video to it. I just didn't have time last night, so we're gonna put a video together at some point so that we can, you know what I'm saying, just play it every now and then. Like,
we gotta do it
like every time Cowboy Bob start talking about bench players, situational players becoming great offensive rebounders, I'm gonna just play that song.
But listen to what he said though. Our players are on the rise. All I'm
right.
saying is stick to what we did that was great.
Every time Cowboy Bob start talking about get a situational player to come in and be better than Julius Randle, I'm gonna play
I
that
ain't
song.
say that.
And I never even got to finish my conclusionary statement. My bottom line is, this team needs a bucket of sense of beans to feed an army just to stay healthy more often than not, with the way we get injured left and right.
Well,
There's nothing you can do, though. What are you going to do? It just keeps happening. So.
Freak accidents, man. That's all it is.
Man, I thought you had a different point, bro. That one right there, man. I mean, I don't even understand why that's the hill you're choosing to stand on, bro. Injuries are gonna happen.
Yeah, there's nobody to get mad at. You can't get mad at the coach at this point.
What are you gonna do when other teams? Because think about it, when other teams are getting injured, I don't hear you say a word about other teams getting injured.
Houston was missing one of their best defenders in Easton. So
I'm not saying Tibbs
and their point guard.
I'm not saying Tibbs is Popovich or anything, or he needs to be like him, but just you
but
can't.
The play style is becoming too much of a copycat of Poppy, isn't it?
No.
Yeah, but who are we copying and who can we copy? It's just there's no team in the league right now that's missing this many key cogs in their team. Period.
But coach, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not asking these role players to come in and do exactly the same job as Randall. All I'm asking is when you contribute, if you're contributing 20 points, that's 20 points less. Randall gives 24 points.
He's still talking about. Okay, hold on for a second.
Why you on the beat?
King Ribby was good.
What's up, Ribs?
We got Cowboy Bob and King Ribby in the same place at the same time, bro. I'm excited.
Y'all need to be careful. That's like having Capone and Noriega on a whole new level
What's gonna happen?
Yo,
I told you Capone and Noriega, baby.
Anything that happened, I win. So
now the rumor is debunked. They're not the same person.
They are not the same person. They are not the same.
Michael and Janet are not the same.
Right.
Salute to everybody, man. Salute to the chat, man.
Hey, we glad
how you guys doing, man?
Yeah, we glad you're feeling better. Good to see you. King Ribby, Cowboy Bob is legit up here trying to force this narrative on us about replacing starters.
No. I didn't say that. I said hold the fort. Check this out. I'm not reeling it back. Listen to what I'm saying. I said it. When Brog drops 20 points, that is still minus 4 points than what Randall is giving us. That we don't have to worry about, which is still good for us because now we can contribute in other things and expect our bench players to follow into that role.
But the thing you feeling real, bro, you're taking two dudes off the worst team in the NBA and maybe NBA history and adding them to this team and assuming that an immediate impact from them guys is inevitable. Bro,
no, I'm not saying this
prior to this trade may have been the worst team in NBA history, bro. They set the record for consecutive losses in a season with these two guys being a key cog, and you think taking those dudes off of that team and bringing them here is going to yield immediate results?
Yes, because I'm going to explain to you why. But go ahead, Coach.
No, and the thing is, what we were saying, and saying this last night a little bit, these guys weren't brought in as replacements for anybody. They're brought in as complementary pieces for when those other guys come back.
Yep.
So we're guilty as fans right now. We've been poo-pooed on as fans for so damn long now that we're kind of getting spoiled this year with how good they're still playing. And now what comes with that is expectation. Now, us as Knicks fans, we always expect going all the way. We want to go to the playoffs, but some of us are realistic. So right now our expectations are high. Thank God. Yeah. Enough to where we expect to win, even with we got scrubs. I mean, as far as our team goes, our they're not scrubs, but like our version of our scrubs are playing right now more than they should. Like,
yes.
These are all guys that they were brought to our team to be a 15-minute guy. It's sometimes 20 in certain games if they get hot. Okay, so when you can't just insert a stat and say it's gonna work, because the other things that Randall brings and OG, like Randall brings the rebounding aspect. We all know Randall is actually a better defender at his position than he gets credit for.
Right.
And he's a threat that teams, not only from the outside, have to be accountable for. They have to account for him when he's driving to the lane, or he's at the high post, or he's at the low post. He has to be accounted for at all times on the court.
Somebody's got something going on in the background.
That's me. I'm sorry. I'll put myself.
Okay. So him being there allows Brunson to be Brunson more, and will allow Bogey and allow all these guys to be better versions of themselves, because you can't key on anybody when everyone's there.
Coach, there's nothing you could do right now because of that. You can't do anything. What are you going to tell some of the guys that are filling in? Put on Randall's jersey. He'll play like Randall.
Right.
That's all.
No.
Yeah.
What I'm simply saying is this. Okay, you guys just brought up that Detroit was on the worst team in history, right? We're currently missing our starter in Randall. So the time of Randall that would have been used if he was there, you can use both in that position. I'm not expecting him to step up and drop 30 or 40.
Wait a minute, so wait a minute.
He's not.
But that's just what Coach said. God. So you said without the you said use both to step up in that position. And that's exactly
no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is allowing him the time, because he's a veteran player. He's been in the league long enough to where 1 year he hasn't made the playoffs, like he said. All I'm saying is allow him the time to start off at the power forward position, use Precious Stewards to back up our center position, because Sims getting a foul trouble like we did last night. That's what I'm talking about. Give us those options to where we can use Bogue's 20 points on a Detroit team onto our team, to where it's not that much of a change. That's
Sims
what
just
I'm
came back
saying.
last night.
Not that much of a change?
That's because here's the thing. If you give him those looks that Randall was getting earlier in the year with 3-point attempts, and Randall was missing, because he's a higher percent 3-point shooter, he will make those shots. And on top of that as well, if you give him those same plays as well as Randall being out right now, when he backs up Randall and gets those same reads, he's already incorporated into the system to know whether to pass out on a kick-in or on the double team when he goes in and the defense collapses.
You're trying to be a scientist here and mixing like chemistry.
I'm telling you exactly how he plays. It's not a science.
It ain't gonna work the way I hear what you're saying, but you're trying to like
Mr. Wizard
like in this and trying to fit them. It's not gonna work. We got guys that we're sick with injuries.
Right now, you play against Orlando. You use the time right now against Orlando to play against them and see what you have. I'm not saying make Bogey 30-point sale or all-star. What I'm saying is find out what he's good at and use that to our advantage. Now is the time to use that. Rest your guys and Dante and rest your guys
you can't rest anybody. Everybody's injured.
Right, and you can trade
Bob Nye, the science guy.
Nah, this is I don't read.
So you could trade. You could get Julius Randle's production off Detroit's bench. I feel you.
Oh, you can. All I'm saying is his 20 points doesn't equate it at all to any skill set that Randall gives you. But what I'm saying is that's one less thing to worry about, as opposed to entirely worrying about Randall's games. For example, Precious defense as opposed to OG's defense. Yes, OG's defense is better, but Precious is being there at the power forward position has been giving us an advantage. Now that we see that as an advantage, when OG comes back, we can incorporate the proper defensive system. That's what I'm talking about, because after 2 games, even I was like, yo, who is Precious Achua? I don't know who he is. But when he made the adjustments and showed us what he's capable of.
When OG comes back, then you can still play Precious in that role, right?
What I'm saying is use this time now that our players are out to figure out what rotations work best when they come back in. That's all I'm saying.
Right. See, but Cowboy, I think the thing that you're missing is at some point Julius Randle's going to come back. At least we anticipate that, right?
Yes.
So how are you going to play Precious? How are you going to play Precious in that role when you have an all-star at that position?
But what I'm saying is that's a good point. The way we used Randle early in the season, we use Bogues now. Now when Randle comes back in, the offense is already familiar with that system, and Bogues, he can also be familiar with that as well with the second team.
I got a solution. So here's the solution to it: start Precious and Bogey and bring Randle off the bench when he come back.
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is now is the time to use Bogey to start at the 4. Use Precious off the bench to cover the 4 and the 5.
Yeah, Bogey's not a 4.
He's not. But not only is he not a 4,
you're not understanding.
Think about. No, I am understanding, because Tibbs is doing. He's already setting. He's setting Bogey and Burks up to get used to what their roles are going to be when those guys come back.
Right.
Okay. Because if you look in this game, you would think in a game like this they would play more, but if you look at the minutes, Bogey only played 23 minutes and got 15 points. Burks only played 17 minutes and got 5 points. Get used to those 2 stat lines, because that's what they're going to be when Randle gets back.
It's called a system.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm
these 2 guys aren't guys that are counted on to carry a team. Because if they can carry a team, then Detroit would have 20 wins instead of 6. Okay? So what I'm getting at is this. If you look at Achua with 39 minutes, Jericho Sims had 29 minutes. You know,
damn.
Precious is going down to like 15 minutes when Randle comes back. Sims is gone, not even playing.
And all them guys, yeah.
Yeah, so Josh Hart had 42 minutes. He's going to go down to the 20s. Okay, when all these guys come back.
Yeah.
And so
what about Da Vinci Code? Da Vinci Code got hurt a little bit.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. You're literally agreeing with me, but you're saying that I'm wrong when I'm exactly telling you.
You've said the same thing 3 times, 3 different ways.
The time that our players are hurt, use this time with these new players to see where they fit. How am I wrong in that?
We have no guys on the. Everybody's been injured. We got 30% of the.
We're using these 2 guys with how they need to be used at their age and at their level.
Exactly.
Where they're at.
Exactly.
So the guys
you basically agree with what I'm saying. All I'm saying is
that's not what you said. You said they need to start.
You have to use. Yeah, listen. What I said was use Brock at the 4 like you do.
I'm not saying that. You're saying you're saying exactly what you're saying. I said nothing even close to that.
You literally just said the time that we have our players that are out, that I'm expecting them to cover that. No, I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is use this time to develop them to where when these guys come back, they're already in a significant enough role to where we can depend on them. Like
or you know what we can do? When our good players come back, we can just allow our good players to play good.
But how are they going to do that if they're just coming off injury?
Imagine that. Imagine an all-star caliber returning to your starting lineup playing like an all-star. Imagine that.
But even Dre just said it yesterday about how Randall uses his right shoulder, the one that he injured, to alter his shots. Even I agree with Dre with that. So
The last time I checked, Dre isn't a doctor.
There's a development period from when he comes back off of injuries.
It ain't Dr. Dre.
Let's just get back to full strength. Let's just get back to full. We had a 9-game winning streak. We were at full strength.
How did we do that? We relied on our bench and we relied on our second team. That's all I'm saying we need to do. Focus on that. Use our strengths.
You're saying that Bogey needs to replace Randall and
Bogey at the 4
while he's gone.
Put his jersey on. Put Randall's jersey on.
Bogey's barely physical enough to be a 3 in the NBA.
He's not Randall. I've been saying that.
I'm just gonna say
guard twos. That's what he is.
I've been saying that. He's not Randall.
Slow to guard twos, so they put him at the 3s so he can guard 3s.
No,
and he can rebound like Randall.
I never said that. He averages 3 rebounds. Randall gets his 8. I never said any of that. The only thing I said that he both
King Ribby rewind the tape. King Ribby rewind the tape.
That's all I'm saying. But y'all are taking it and twisting it.
You just heard Bogey didn't say that, bro. And we heard you.
Where he can be
Coach cut you off. The first time you said it, Coach cut you off, and then you doubled down on it and said we were saying the same thing. And then Coach was like, "No, Bogey at the 4, no." And then you said,
I said use Bogey to get those 20-point opportunities because we're gonna have Hart at the 3. You use Bogey at the 4
like
to give
you
the look.
You said earlier that give Bogey those looks that Randall was getting earlier.
You did say that. You did say that.
Yeah, because he has a 40% 3-point range shooting. To where what I was saying was use that to his advantage. Those looks that Randall was getting early in the season before he got hurt, about 2-3 weeks, he slowed down on the 3-pointers. And
Bogey's going to make the difference.
So,
he got those looks because people are afraid of Randall driving onto the rim and dunking on their ass.
Those plays that we no longer use because Randall no longer is taking those attempts like he was before he got injured.
Because he doesn't need to.
But this is the point I'm trying to make. Now we can use both to add that into the play to say, yo, we can use both as another shooter for these plays. That's what I'm saying. Use this time to find out what those bench players are going to contribute. Y'all are reading it as if I'm saying Bogues is going to replace Randall. That is not what I'm saying. Bogues is not a better rebounder, defender, or opening in transition than freaking Randall. All I'm saying is the only thing he can contribute is 20 points.
So your solution is putting 2 guys, another guy at a position, Precious. You're gonna put Precious at a position too and put him at the 5.
Right.
Yes, because Ihart is hurt. Mitchell is hurt. We only run it on Sims, and as you looked at the last game, Sims got 2 fouls in the first quarter, and so did Precious when he was backing him up. So for me, yes, I need to solidify the center position because I don't trust Sims as a starting center. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm all right with
Sims with better clarity.
Back up the 4 and the 5, and you have Bogues look at those 3-point attempts Randall was getting.
I swear.
So I'm not saying every single play that Randall got. What I'm saying is those 3-point shots he was getting and missing at 32%, give that to Bogues instead.
That makes no sense. It's fine. But anyway, Bogey, but I don't mind if Bogey started at the 3 with Precious, and then you have 3 shooters on the floor. Brunson, Dante, and Bogey with Achua and McBride, and then bring Hart off the bench with Burks and all them. That I'm okay with that. But you saying start Bogey at the 4 so he can get the same offensive shots or
Coach, can you imagine Kristaps Porzingis pulling Hartenstein away from the rim and our rim protector being Bogdanovich?
No. I mean,
no way.
You didn't hear what I said, but
it makes zero sense. No matter how many times you change the icing on the cake, bro, it's still the same cake, right? There is no world where Tom Thibodeau is going to be comfortable with Bogdanovich being a weak side rim protector. Period.
We are injured. And Hart will be starting at the 3. That's what I was saying to give us.
We'll just get him injured too, because he'll be
But I'm
trying to
not
do
talking about
something.
defense. This is what I'm talking about as far as creating new schemes. You use this time because if we start Precious at the 5, or if we start Randall at the 5, we've already ran schemes because they were hurt using Precious. This is
Now
what
we're
I'm
starting
saying.
Randall at the 5.
So we're not.
I was saying
Randall
a small ball option. I was saying this is time to use a small ball option. That's why I said use Precious, because we don't have a backup center. Who is our backup center to Sims?
No, none of that stuff gonna work.
No, seriously. No, let me ask you guys, who's our backup center to Sims?
Who's our backup center to Sims?
It's Taj. But the problem is with that, it's a damage control piece that can't get it up anymore.
So then we're still in center position. That's why I said we have to work on what we're doing. And the best option is Bogue's best thing that he can contribute is his offense. We need to keep his offense alive and well to where our defense can step up. That's what I'm talking about. But y'all are taking it like I'm expecting Bogue to replace Randall. Hell no. That's not what I'm talking about.
I don't think. First of all, I don't think you honestly think that he's going to replace Randall as far as that goes. I'm not thinking you're saying that.
Okay.
But your strategy of why you're putting Bogey at the 4 and your reasoning just doesn't make basketball sense at all.
And here's the other thing too that doesn't make sense. Have you ever seen Tom Thibodeau employ a stretch 4?
No.
No.
I'll say that before you even finish. No. But
Even
what I'm saying
Obi.
is but wait, hold on. Now is the time to learn that new strategy because you can use it in the play.
No.
I understand and I agree. Wait, hold on.
So
I agree with you.
That's one thing.
Oh my God.
What I'm saying is
we got to play.
has made the adjustments throughout the season with injuries. That's all I'm saying. He's already shown that he can make adjustments with these injuries. All I'm asking him is, hey, if we're going to use this system with a small ball system, let's use it now. And the only reason why I say use Brog at the 4 is because Hart's going to play the 3 because OG's out. I'm only covering for injuries. I'm not expecting this when we get our full roster back.
And well, I'll tell you what. Then let's put Spud Webb at the 2, and put Bogues at the point. Since we're going small, go all the way tiny, right? Put Chuck Hayes at center. We just play a center and a 5-3 point guard. If we're gonna go completely small, like what you're saying,
like our small ball lineup.
Yo, I'm calling it Chuck Hayes.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
That Cowboy Bob finally starts to make sense is a day that will alter our lives. But for this next podcast crew, it's a Tuesday.
All I'm saying is, as with our injuries, we as Knicks need to understand our strength and strengthen that down until our key players come back. Because when they come back, that's a plus. It's like saying we already got an A, but when our players come back, it's an A+. We're still in the passing grade, but we got to wait till they come back. All I'm worried about is when they come back. If it's going to be a month, 2 months, are we going to be where we were like last month, or are we going to fall off and have Cleveland and other teams pass us and Milwaukee and all that?
Those are impossible questions because, one, you don't know the exact day these players are going to return from injury. You don't know what they're going to be like because think about it. Randall only had a handful of games to play with OG Anunoby, and he hasn't played with Bogdanovich and Burks yet. Even though we had a 29-year-old Burks, we don't have a 29-year-old Burks anymore. We have a 32-year-old Burks.
That's right.
So even though they played together before, doesn't mean that they're going to have the same chemistry and synergy that they had prior. Right. So in order to ask it, it's an impossible question to answer because you don't know how long how hurt is Hartenstein, right? We know he has an Achilles injury, right? Is it going to require 3-4 months of rest, right? Or is he going to try to play through it? You don't know what Hartenstein you're getting back. You don't know what Robinson you're getting back.
Minutes restrictions, all that stuff. You don't know.
Assume that all these pieces are going to fit if you give Bogdanovich the Randall role until Randall gets back. You don't know that's going to work when Randall comes back.
Chu is doing the Randall role right now.
Yeah, And so what Tom Thibodeau is doing is in a sense, Tom Thibodeau is changing the way the team looks right in front of your eyes. You don't notice it, but what he's doing is employing Precious Achiuwa to be a wing defender and center, right? And for those that don't understand how that works, think about Charles Smith. Charles Smith was a backup center type. He started at center for the Clippers, was traded to the Knicks, and played small forward next to Oakley and Pat Ewing, right? So in a sense, you're getting a guy like kind of like a Robert Horry type, right? That can defend 3s, 4s, and 5s, switch onto guards on the perimeter in limited action. You don't want that to be his assignment, but if he gets switched on him, he can hold his own until the defense can recover, right? But the thing about that is Randall doesn't do that stuff because Randall is an offensive hub that offers you elite stuff on offense. And for those that don't say Randall offers elite stuff, Randall is an all-star 3 times in New York, 3 times out of 5 years. You don't become an all-star in New York if you're not elite at something, right? Y'all already know that. Y'all already saw the all-star voting. Y'all saw how Brunson got snubbed last year when he should have been an all-star last year. The fact that Randall made it 3 times lets you know that that man is great at a few things, right? So with that said, Tibbs has been making the necessary adjustments. What we can't grasp in our mind after this winning thing that we went on in January is that every button we press is the right move, right? The thing is, Tibbs did a great job in December. He did a great job in January, but his weapon is out of rounds in February. There's only so much that man can do. So to change everything up completely offensively, change up everything, I think we got to relax and just remember that these guys are going to return from injury at some point. And when they do, have faith that January is more like what we are as opposed to February.
Right.
What I'm saying, please don't say the same thing again, please.
No, I agree with you. All I'm saying is Randall's out now. Use that time, like you just said about how Precious Achiuwa is being used as a 4 and a 5. Use that time now to our advantage. That's all I'm saying. I agree with you, Unc. You're absolutely right.
But why would we use it to our disadvantage?
No, I said use it to our advantage because Randall's is out. That's all I'm saying. Right. I agree with you with that.
But yeah, what we're doing, what Tibbs is doing, and all you Tibbs haters can say what you want. And I'm not a Tibbs apologist either. If this is what he's really doing, I actually appreciate what he's doing. He's not panicking and throwing in lineups that he's not going to friggin' use when these guys come back. He's using Bogdanovich and Burks how he's going to use them when them guys come back. He's getting them used to their roles now because now's the time to get them to get used to it. What they're going to be.
Coach, exactly what you're saying, we're on the same page. That's all I'm saying.
You got to wait out these.
Use this time. I agree with you, Coach. If that's it, then we're on the same page. Use this time now that our key assets are out to develop that. I agree with you, Coach. That's all I'm trying to say. What you just said.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is Precious is getting more run than he's going to get. When Precious minutes are going to be going way down.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Bogeys and I'm not saying he deserves it or whatever, but I'm sorry if it comes down to
comes back.
Whose precious minutes are going to be getting taken away from by Randall. So if anyone's got a problem with that,
but coach, let me ask you. I'm just gonna make a statement and then ask you a question, right, Coach? Championship level teams do that all the time. Right? When you add the more talent you add to your roster, the more the talented players have to sacrifice their personal goals, right?
For the good of the
for the everybody rowing in the same and the example is the Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry led the Golden State Warriors out of the lottery, right? They were a bad team, a bad lottery team. right? They signed Kevin Durant. Steph Curry took less shots, right? Took less shots and took less of a role. And in order for the Golden State Warriors to win those 2 championships when Kevin Durant was there, right? These are facts, right? For instance, the first championship they won against Cleveland, Andre Iguodala was the Finals MVP, right? Because Steph Curry in the press, no, Iguodala's doing a great job on LeBron, man. Without this is what great players do. When you load up a team with talent, guys don't get to go out there and sham God all night long in order to pad stats, right? They play together as a team. This is what great teams do. Coach, my question to you is, do you see the sacrifice of certain players impacting this Knicks roster in a negative way on the way to a championship run? Do you see any crybabies? Do you see any crybabies on the horizon when we're on the way to our championship run?
No, the last crybaby's gone.
Grimes, I agree.
And not that he was, crying at. I mean, he didn't have a big enough role to or the clout to deserve to be a crybaby anyway. But
or you could say
Exactly.
he was the closest one to it in Fournier, but Fournier was being kind of professional about it, pretty much.
He's basically like
Now, so what? To answer your question, no, because Burks and Bogey, they're like, holy crap! Thank God we're out of that mess.
Right.
I'm just glad to be here. Like you said, I'm happy to be here.
Very good. Yeah.
I'm coming to
We
America.
probably make the playoffs. We're not the worst in the league anymore.
Right.
And like, all I know is if these guys come back from injury, I know there's a God somewhere. There's a God somewhere. Praise his name.
Tell me about the testify. He's jumping, man.
Hey, King Ribby wanted to jump in. King Ribby and Tim.
Talking about coming in America? Wow.
Randy Jackson.
Randy Watson.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Randy Watson.
What's good, bro?
I mean, what's to say? Like, oh God.
Good
You
take.
still mad? RJ gone, bro? Get over it.
Nah, man.
RJ Barrett was-
I'm not talking about that.
Hey, RJ's balling for Toronto.
I mean, like-
no cap.
We good. It's just
United not really getting much in terms of victories out of him in Toronto.
we
I
just haven't.
apologize, guys, but they're doing work on my Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna be disconnected for a while. So I don't know if I'm gonna be back on. So I'm just gonna say goodbye for now. I'm sorry, guys, but y'all have a good day.
Hey, we gotta
Alright.
get up later on to talk about buzzer beater. So
Okay, no problem. Go New York, go New York,
Little
go.
BT.
RJ's doing what he does best. He's still putting up stats on a losing team.
oh my God, bro, he trolling.
Oh my God. I didn't
Miss you,
I didn't
RJ.
want to come with no bashing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Where's that?
I'm not talking about Toronto. I'm talking about the Knicks. But we doing good. It's just we got players that's out. So what do we expect? Like that's
We expect
basically it.
like Alec Burks to fill in for Julius Randle. That's what we
no.
expect.
Let's be honest. Like
Yeah,
come
we
on.
have to keep it real and have realistic expectations.
Yeah.
All right.
And to be honest, the key, I mean, like, okay, Julius is down, right? But
Dante's
what
down.
about
Nice down.
not even Dante? What about OG? Wasn't that supposedly was everybody's biggest, you get what I'm saying? So like he's going now. Who's like who we have now? So I'm just waiting until everybody get like better and healed and stuff like that, and then come playoff times, we should have no problem.
I mean,
In my opinion.
I'm just saying this, and I know I'm like I took over for EG 3000 or
No,
EG whatever for the iHeart fan club.
I'm Mitch Hive.
Here's the thing. When OG and Randall were out and iHeart was still here, we were still winning.
Right.
I'm just keeping it real. We were.
I don't keep it
That
real.
just shows how important the rim protection is. And you can say team Mitch Hive all you want, because me liking iHeart better doesn't mean I'm pooing on Mitch. So they're gonna come back with me on that.
Nobody even. It sounds like you're trying to pick a fight. Nobody.
No.
Exactly. Like
no, because every time I talk to Mitch Hive people, that's where they go. No, don't be disrespecting Mitch. Every Mitch fight I have starts with that sentence. I'm tired of it. No one wants Mitch to succeed as much as me.
Did you say that?
I never said that. I've been more of a middle ground guy when it comes to the whole iHeart versus Mitch debate.
Coach just walked in the middle of the playground and picked a fight.
No, I'm just saying that this isn't discrediting Mitch. I'm talking about a guy that played 82 games last year and a guy that's stepped up. And if you asked iHeart if he wanted to play yesterday, he would. He would have, because he's been playing with a sore Achilles since he's been here.
You don't think Mitch would have wanted to also? So that's
but he can't because he's too frail. He gets hurt all the time.
Hey, Coach,
what about iHeart?
That's the biggest flaw with Mitch. He's a glass cannon.
What about iHeart? This is the first time he's missed games since he's been here.
Right, and you know, do you know what that
whoa.
coincides with?
They side with Mitch.
That coincides with Hartenstein playing for Tom Thibodeau. For the most part, the dude has been the picture of health his entire career. For the most part, the dude has been an energy big off of somebody's bench, a positive influence, a great locker room guy, a good NBA player in limited sample sizes. But the two things, the two injuries that he got, and it's the same injury, but you notice he got those playing under Tibbs. Right? You didn't have this issue.
Because this is the first time he's played this much.
Feedback.
Right.
He was always a coming off the bench fill-in guy.
Right. He was a coming off the bench filling guy for the Knicks too, bro.
Yeah. Well, this isn't an injury. This is just a nagging injury. They're actually him not playing is precautionary.
But
it's still an injury though.
Okay. I concede to that. But you can't tell me you can compare durability of iHeart to Mitch. Sorry. You lost me on that argument.
No, what I'm saying is before Tom Thibodeau got here, Mitch didn't miss games. Mitch didn't miss games before Tom Thibodeau got here.
That's where he missed a few under Fizdale.
Mitch been missing since he's been in the NBA.
Mitch has been missing games.
Not that many though.
Mitch has been missing. Come on, y'all. Come on, man.
Like
now we just making up stuff.
Okay, he didn't miss games because of injury with Tisdale.
Because iHeart is here is like everybody just forgetting about Mitch.
I'm not forgetting. See, here we go. The first word you said was everyone's forgetting about Mitch. There you go. You just proved my point.
Yeah,
that's not what I'm saying.
No, it is though. And low key though.
I'm not disrespecting Mitch. All I'm saying is he's always hurt.
So let me ask you a question. Next season, right? Who you want to start?
iHeart.
And Mitch come off the bench, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We shall see.
I mean,
it tortures me inside.
Have you played basketball before? Like real organized basketball?
Yeah.
Have you coached it?
No.
Okay, I'm not saying I've done both and I'm an expert, but I'm not making this decision by emotions. I'm making it by my eyes, what he does for everybody else, for the betterment of the team, of the offense and the defense, not just the defense.
Yeah, he could do that on the second unit.
I don't know, man.
Yeah,
That's the same thing.
We can leave that debate for another show when Mitch is actually available.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, for the most part, I mean, most Knicks fans aren't going to put one Knick against the other, right? But the thing is, like for right now, bro, if you ask me, as a Knicks fan, what I'm going to say is, bro, whoever makes us a winner, that's who we want to start, and whoever comes off the bench just comes off the bench. To us, it don't matter. Right? I mean, honestly, I'm as a Knicks fan, I'm thinking like, so neither one of them are Jokic or Embiid, right? If one starts and plays 26 minutes and the other guy comes off the bench and plays the remainder, so what? And as long as we're winning, as long as they're healthy and we're winning, that's all we care about, right? And in my opinion, if you're going on what the current NBA is doing, the current NBA is not using this formula because centers get hurt, right? Centers get hurt. So you have one center that's decent, and you draft a center or some type of big that comes off the bench, like a Nas Reed, right? And then you have another big center in reserve that can play the 4 and the 5. That's what most teams are doing nowadays. For us to have two centers that are centers only puts us in that situation when one of them gets hurt. Now we're limited in what we can do because they're center only. And that's the reason why when you see Precious or Jericho Sims do stuff around the floor that 7-footers generally can't do, it amazes us in short sample sizes, in spurts. It amazes us in spurts. So if you're asking, should we start Hartenstein? If we do, if Hartenstein starts, so what? Get something for Mitch. If Mitch starts, so what? Get something for Hartenstein. It don't matter, right? Because nobody right now can honestly tell me like what is Jokic's backup? What's his stat line, and is he impactful on that championship team? Right? Because people are going to say, man, DeAndre Jordan.
Oh,
if
hell no.
you're really having a conversation about DeAndre Jordan, then we're having the wrong conversation.
Not that we use DeAndre all that much.
That was like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Like if we're asking about Joel Embiid's backup, and I know he's not a champion, right? But if we're asking about Joel Embiid's backup, it's Paul Reed. If we're having a conversation about Paul Reed, what are we talking about? I think we're having the wrong conversation. We are championship contenders at this point, and we should start thinking like championship contenders. Is the point that I'm getting at, Chad?
Okay. I would agree with what Freezie is saying. However, the issue still stems that we need to find a way to mitigate all the negatives that have been popping up in 4 of the last 5. Mostly because we're getting out-bully balled. I mean, the Rocket game last night was a key example of being out-bullied in the paint and at the basket. We didn't even bother going for too many shot attempts. We tried to push for the bucket. We were being too fancy, too artsy-fartsy, and taking the Rockets too lightly. True or false, Freezie?
Whatever. Whatever.
I'll just take that as a true. The thing is, going against...
Yeah, don't put words in my mouth, though. Make your point, man. Make your point and rock with it. Be confident in what you say. Mets, be confident in what you're saying, bro. You don't need my acknowledgement for your point. Say what you got to say and rock with it.
My point is, last night we were too passive. Tomorrow night we need to be aggressive against Orlando.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, we were basically tripled at the free throw line, i.e. 33 shots for the Rockets to their 12 at the stripe, including the 2 that I will not met to the final 3, 2 of which that were hit, but I will not bother to talk about because it would just set a fuse off on me.
So Coach said Mitch's games for his career, Mitch plays, and he basically what Coach is saying that Mitch does miss a lot of games. So if I'm so I'm wrong on that one, Coach. Coach, you're right. It just seemed like Mitch played a lot.
11
So I'm wrong on that one.
41.
Right, but he
9,
played his first 2 years. He played 60 plus games, and then under Tibbs, 31, 72, 59, and 21 under Tibbs. So,
and what about iHeart?
I don't know.
His first 6 years was a collective 211 games. So on average,
Yeah.
split that up. 3,
Yeah.
1, 5. Around 35 games on average. I did the math correctly.
Right. Yeah. Hartenstein's a good player. What I'd like to tell everybody is Hartenstein just needed some time to develop. Right. Everybody's not going to come out of the box like a skyrocket. Right. And I'm here to tell you that I think Tom Thibodeau unlocked Isaiah Hartenstein. He came into the league as one thing, and right now he's something else. And I think this is probably the best version that we've ever seen of Isaiah Hartenstein. And we need to give Tom Thibodeau and his developmental staff some credit for that. And I know we don't want to give Tom Thibodeau credit for developing, but where his shortcoming is in developing 19-year-olds, he definitely helps players, young veterans, Dante DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, all the young veterans have definitely developed and thrived under Tibbs, and you can't deny that fact. You can say that he didn't develop Obi or Cam Reddish or even RJ and Quickly, but OG Anunoby with the Knicks has looked the best that he's ever looked in the NBA. Precious Achiuwa has looked the best he's ever. You guys didn't even know who Precious Achiuwa was until he got to the Knicks, and you see what he can do under Tibbs.
All right. Now, I don't feel. I feel this is false statement, false narrative. To be honest, now, I feel like now you like because of what we have now, and the sample size that we've seen them compared to the 4 years we've seen them. I don't feel you being fair, in my opinion.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
For the 4 years that we seen RJ, OB, Quickly, you could say Grimes, etc. Plus, compared to OG, Precious and Flynn, how long they been here for? What, a month at least? You cannot compare that as far as better.
Why can't I?
In my opinion. And that's why I said in my opinion. You have your opinion, but I said in my opinion.
Bro,
everybody have their own opinions, but I just said in my opinion.
That don't
you can say your own opinion, but I speak for myself.
Right. I think in my opinion is you're speaking from a place of emotion.
No.
How you gonna tell me my opinion wrong when you just said that everybody can have their own opinion?
I'm just saying.
See how sticky that web get when you say stuff like that, bro? You just said everybody can have their own opinion, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And then I said, in my opinion, your opinion is coming from a place of emotion, and then first thing you said is no.
So what should I have? What should I? What should I have said after that?
What I'm saying to you is the Knicks with RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly looked one way, right? The Knicks with OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa, a dude you never heard of in your life, they get here and the Knicks look another way, right? And so what I said is Tom Thibodeau develops young veterans. Right, and those that like RJ Barrett could say that RJ Barrett needed more time to develop, right? Mm-hmm. You could say Emmanuel Quickly needed more time to develop, right? I would say to that is no, they needed a different place to develop because Tom Thibodeau clearly was not unlocking their potential, right?
That's a fact, right?
But OG Anunoby got here from day one, and OG Anunoby impacted this team from day one in a different way. And in my opinion, it's all due to Tom Thibodeau. OG Anunoby legit looked like when he was healthy, for that stretch he was healthy, he looked like a defensive player of the year candidate, right? Definitely looked like an all NBA defender from day one while he did not look like that in Toronto, and we know that.
What? Yo.
OG Anunoby didn't look like an all-world defender in
because
Toronto.
You wasn't really watching him, I don't think.
No, it's because OG Anunoby is not 3 or 4 time all NBA defense. He's not in Toronto. But here, when he's healthy, one could extrapolate or draw something away from that small sample size, and he could be that if he could stay healthy. Right? Are you not impressed with OG Anunoby's defense?
Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained, bro?
Yeah,
one could surmise that OG.
Yes, I'm entertained. I'm not entertained because he's not available right now.
I'm the master of bird flipping.
Well, hey, on that note, everybody, I'm gonna get out of here so I can restart my day. Thank y'all for watching and coming through. I think
salute.
We'll probably salute.
Salute everybody.
All right, everybody.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.